Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! So I really love having the chance and the opportunity each time that it presents itself to meet so many wonderful fans of Descendants of Zombies through talking about Descendants of Zombies and sharing this passion that we both share in, which is really miraculous because having the chance to talk about Descendants of Zombies is a wonderful opportunity not only to talk about franchises but also to meet so many wonderful people who have also drawn inspiration from their favorite character or all these defining moments that have made them fans of Descendants of Zombies. And I have considered this an honor for forever. And I really wish more YouTube creators would take the chance and the opportunity upon themselves to discuss Descendants of Zombies with a worldwide audience, because this fan base, this niche, is really supportive and really incredible. You guys are the best fans in the world. And that is something that I have forever and always wanted you to carry with you and never ever forget, regardless of how critics may feel about Descendants of Zombies in every reaction video they ever upload. I try to shy away from recording reaction videos. I have recorded many reaction videos over the years for Descendants of Zombies fans, but I think the most effective way of talking about Descendants of Zombies is in commentary. So having said that, I have a funny story to share with you guys this morning. I can be caught every morning listening to the song Life is Sweeter When You Are because I love it so much. The lyrics of the song, it is a very powerful melody. So I love this song so much, and every morning I can be caught dead listening to this song. And this morning I was listening to it and I forgot to close YouTube, so my music was recorded over my audio I had recorded in my initial commentary. So I'm re-recording this video and running it back for every fan of Descendants of Zombies. There's always been something about the songs in Descendants that really has become the soundtrack to our lives. I think there is at least one song that we all can identify with for being a fan of Descendants of Zombies and is the emphatic reason why we are fans of Descendants of Zombies. Some of us love the song If Only. Some of us love the song Ways to Be Wicked or Rotten to the Core. There are so many songs that define us for being fans of Descendants of Zombies. And it's because of these moments that I'll share with you my stories about why I became a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Many of you know that I've been on YouTube for a very long time, and I've recorded and produced and edited over 3,000 videos when it comes to various niches that I've provided commentaries on over the years. And I've loved every single moment of it, but I have never loved something this much ever before in my life, to have the chance to sit in front of this microphone during the holiday season and talk with you about Descendants of Zombies, because I, for one, believe that we have so much of a future to get into and discuss about your favorite characters, because I believe a lot of these characters we have seen come into the franchise and seen their exits have more of a story yet to be told. For instance, Ruby Rose Turner, who is a character I love so much. Many of you already know that I'm a huge fan of Ruby Rose Turner and I have the biggest crush in the world on Ruby. She is beautiful, and I believe more of a chance needs to be taken on Ruby and more respect needs to be shown to Ruby, because the more undeniable love and support and the passion that we bring forth for Ruby Rose Turner when discussing her and these conversations come up, the more beautiful things Ruby is going to have the chance to be a part of. You can look at it in one way or another by talking about Most Popular as one of Ruby Rose Turner's latest projects, because there's a lot of PR going on for that right now. But I think when it comes to characters that she's played on Disney, like Cammy on Coop and Cammy Ask the World, which was a beautiful series that ended long before its time, that could have easily gotten 4 seasons, because I thought it was Disney's answer, really becoming Disney's answer to iCarly. And Cammy rather really didn't care what anybody thought of her. She just wanted to have fun in front of every Disney fan on Disney Channel, and she had the opportunity to do that. And you can still watch runbacks of that series on Disney Plus right now, as you can the entire Descendants of Zombies collection. I know a lot of people were wondering what happened to The Rise of Red last year when Disney had to make a lot of edits because it would freeze during half of the production, and everybody was like, oh my god, I need to watch The Rise of Red Descendants 4. I can't watch it because it's freezing all the time. Well, what happened is Disney had to make a lot of edits, and they re-uploaded it to the service, the streaming platform, and everybody loved it ever since. And I think that we have more of a reason now than ever before to be excited about Descendants 5 Book Wonderland, for the opportunities presented for these characters from Alice in Wonderland and Cinderella, which I was a really big fan of ever since I was probably 5 years old. We had a really big TV in our living room. I was probably 3 or 4 years old back in 1989, and that was the first time I ever had the chance to watch the original classic of Cinderella and see it really come to life and see the greater appreciation for friendship and just how valuable and how precious time is. And why is time so precious, you may be wondering? Because we never know how much time we have. And what would we do if we were allocated more time? How would we choose to spend it? Will we surround ourselves with people who love us all the time? Will we tell more people that we love them and spread more kindness? I think there are a lot of things that I would do if I had more time in this lifetime. But the one thing that I would relive time and time again and repeat history because of would be having the chance to meet so many wonderful fans of Descendants of Zombies, because they love Descendants of Zombies with heart and an undeniable passion, which I've loved having the opportunity to share with each and every one of you, because I got to know you guys for who you were. I got a greater appreciation for Descendants of Zombies fans. And this is why I love telling this story, if not 100 times over, definitely 1,000. And I can tell this story over and over again and give you guys even more reason to believe in the future when it comes to Descendants of Zombies. Because you take this beautiful love story between Nova and Victor from Zombies 4 down to the Vampires. We still have a long way to go and so much to look forward to. Now, I may be just saying this because I've lived on an island for years with so many stories associated with mermaids and pirates for years. There's actually a haunted graveyard where many pirates have been buried 5 minutes away from where I actually live. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I've been drawn to this house that I live in, this residence, because I hear a lot of spooky noises in the nighttime, a lot of creepy noises. And, I really love living here, and I've never left since, because it allows me to draw so much incredible inspiration for every video that I may have ever uploaded about Descendants of Zombies, because I've had the opportunity to meet so many wonderful people who feel the same way. Because there's so much of a supernatural lore to discuss when you talk about the Zombies franchise, and because there's so much of a supernatural lore to discuss and get into, I really believe this conversation never has to be over. I mean, how many of you listen to these paranormal podcasts every night? I had a habit of listening to paranormal podcasts every night on iHeartRadio before I would fall asleep, or ghost story podcasts, and I felt really intrigued by it. And when you really think about a new storyline for zombies, there is so much of a storyline that could be presented. There's a cure for vampirism. There's different reasons why vampires have different emotions they express in TV shows that we've seen in the past, like Vampire Diaries and True Blood and Twilight. Everything is magnified. So and people get married all the time, they separate all the time, so there's always an opportunity to present new storylines. And I mean, this story can really keep going on for years. No matter how many characters you bring into a franchise, you can really keep running away with this story. All you really have to have is a creative mind. And there aren't really many two Tim Burtons in this world, or many Kenny Ortegas that you can kind of fall back on and rely on. I think one thing the Descendants of Zombies franchises have forever needed and prided themselves on are more dedicated directors and writers when it comes to developing a script. Because if you can develop a powerful script, it's all about how you can distribute it and how you can really bring something to life and really give it meaning. I've loved being a part of everything that I've ever had the chance to be a part of because of so many wonderful people who have drawn inspiration from Descendants of Zombies. I've always wanted to take myself up in the opportunity to be a part of these meets and greets, to get a chance to meet so many wonderful fans of Descendants of Zombies who each have a specific reason as to why they're a fan of Descendants of Zombies. And you guys didn't deserve to see critics attending the Worlds Collide Tour in the 43 arena dates, because somewhere out there in that crowd, there was somebody who felt very differently than many of you did about the Worlds Collide Tour, about how the ticket prices were too high, starting at $200, how the merch quality didn't live up to a certain standard or certain expectations. I get that. But in saying that, I think that when a YouTube creator takes to their YouTube channel to talk about Descendants of Zombies, there should be a certain pride and a certain passion approach with every video that's ever uploaded here on YouTube about Descendants of Zombies. Because what you've got to realize is there are YouTube fans out there of Descendants of Zombies who know everything there is to know about Descendants of Zombies. So as a result of that, they don't want to hear something they already know. They don't want to have their favorite stars criticized, because I have heard and seen it all when it comes to Descendants of Zombies. Because as many of you know, I've had the honor of producing YouTube videos in over 3,000 YouTube videos in over 25 years. And I've fallen into a lot of niches, but you know something? I've never fallen into a niche as credibly as supportive as this niche is, because this niche believes in the franchise so much and believes in these characters. You guys undoubtedly see something special in Freya Sky. You've forever seen something special in Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim and their characters Ed and Addison for the love story that was told and expressed in Zombies. I think we've all gotten to a point in our lifetime where we wanted to share in a love story with somebody special in our own lives that may have came into our lives for some unexplained reason that we've never wanted to let go of. And if you're feeling something like this, or you're experiencing something quite like Ed and Addison's story, then I can't say that I blame you, but I want you to know that there's nothing wrong with feeling these emotions. I think we all felt a part of something special because of what Zombies presented us with the chance to be a part of, and that was a theme of acceptance that we saw all the time in the Zombies franchise, not just with Zed and Addison, but the other reoccurring characters that kind of would pop up in Zombies with no explanation being offered whatsoever. I think everybody was kind of struggling with acceptance and trying to find a place in a world that sometimes is very difficult to find a place in, because I'll tell you guys something, there are more people out there in this world who are zombieing out than far ever given credit for. And I think that if we really sat back and put it into perspective just how many people were zombieing out there and realized how crazy the world was getting and becoming, I think we would feel as if we were living the Zombies production out more than we were ever giving ourselves credit for. But you know, one of the things that I will give the Descendants of Zombies franchise is both a tremendous amount of credit and respect for is just how important friendships meant to people like Red and Chloe, and how important friendship was to Victor and Nova, because they're still really young and they still have a long way to go, and it has everything to do with their age. And of course, this is why we never saw them kiss in Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires. But in having said that, that doesn't mean that we're not going to see them kiss. It may be a long time coming because we're setting up for a new trilogy, because you just can't tell a story in under 90 minutes and believe it's been told and completed. Because this story, when it comes to Victor and Nova, still has a long way to go, and it's going to be more beautiful than ever given credit for. Because when you think about Zed and Addison's story, it was a story that we could really identify with. They were the new power couple of this new generation. They were far from any comparison that could have been made with Troy Bolton and Gabriela Montez from High School Musical fame in that era. They really were put into a category of its own, and they had the responsibility of holding a special place in our hearts for over 7 years, and undeniably they did, because they had the chance to be a part of something special that was truly undeniable. I felt so honored to record hundreds of videos inspired by Descendants of Zombies characters such as Zed and Addison, and I love talking about them because I saw something special in Meg Donnelly, whose first opportunity came at the expense of zombies, and she really ran away with it with her heart, putting everything that she had into the character Addison Wells, who really we became defined with and really became defined through, because we were carving our own legacies through being fans of Descendants of Zombies. We had all these incredible opportunities to be a part of meet and greets where they thought probably 50 people were going to show up, and hundreds of people would show up to these zombies conventions because they believed in it so much. And I talk about heart and dedication that you guys have for Descendants of Zombies in every video that I've ever had the honor of uploading to this YouTube channel, because you really have had a tremendous amount of heart and dedication in every video that we've ever uploaded here on this YouTube channel together, because we created something special for every fan of Descendants of Zombies. We got to spend Halloween this year together. We're going to get the chance to spend Christmas together this year. And it's something that I really was excited about having the chance to come home for the holidays because it wasn't just about the holidays and spending time with my family and my cousins. It was having the opportunity to meet with each and every one of you and talk about Descendants of Zombies every day, because I upload countless videos about Descendants of Zombies every day to this YouTube channel, because this undeniably has become the place to discuss Descendants of Zombies for every fan of Descendants of Zombies. Because if you may have noticed, there is something on this YouTube channel for everybody. So because there is something here on this YouTube channel for everybody, there is more of a chance to believe in a future for Descendants of Zombies. And that's the one thing that I've always wanted to convey in every video that I've ever uploaded, is that there is more of a chance to believe in an undeniable future for Descendants of Zombies, because so many people feel very passionate about Descendants of Zombies in so many unique ways. That's what's so incredible about having the chance to be a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Not only having the chance to talk about Descendants of Zombies and give your predictions and share them with other fans of Descendants of Zombies who feel the same way, or sometimes may feel very differently, because that's what presents the chance to encounter a lot of diversity as a YouTube creator, because you never know how many views each video is going to get, or how many people are going to find your thumbnail and click on it and subscribe to your YouTube channel, which I would love to have happen for this YouTube channel, to be honest with each and every one of you, considering the fact that we have 600,000 fans of Descendants of Zombies on YouTube every single night, YouTubing Descendants of Zombies and wanting to know the answers to these questions like, when is Zombies 5 coming out, or what's going to happen in Zombies 5 in terms of a storyline. The reason why there is so much of a gap in between the releases of these movies, like between Zombies 3 and Zombies 4, there was a period of 3 years before Zombies 4 was dropped. Dawn of the Vampires was a beautiful movie, but if you take into consideration how long it took for them to develop a script, in turn the script turned out to be one of the most beautiful that we ever had the chance to be a part of. And it was a moment, I think, that we really celebrated together, at a moment that we never ever forgot, because not only did we get to hear more about Zed and Addison's story, we also got introduced to these beautiful characters who have forever and always had the responsibility of carrying on the legacy of this franchise, and we still have a long way to go because of that, and so much of a beautiful love story to experience. Don't worry, we're going to get to a point where Victor and Nova will kiss. It's just going to take a couple of years before they age and they gain a greater appreciation for each other. Undeniably, their chemistry is off the charts, and I, for one, am incredibly excited to be a part of it with each and every one of you, because it's a future, really, that I'm incredibly excited to be a part of and to share in with each and every one of you, because so many people can choose to upload reaction videos about Descendants of Zombies and tell you what they think is going to happen from their perception. But as far as I'm concerned, many of these reaction videos that are being uploaded are people who are watching music videos from Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, or Descendants 4, The Rise of Red, for the very first time ever, or a specific scene that may have been recorded for Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, and Descendants 4, The Rise of Red. It's very difficult to really understand how people truly feel about Descendants of Zombies, but the greatest appreciation that I've ever had the honor to be a part of is the appreciation that I get from every fan of Descendants of Zombies who have forever and always celebrated these franchises, and these franchises have forever and always gone on to hold a very special place in each and every one of our hearts. We are going to be a part of history, ladies and gentlemen, in the future, and I just want to encourage everybody to continue to believe in Descendants of Zombies as much as they have over the last 10 years, because it's been an incredible decade for me. I feel like I've been on an incredible journey that never seems to end, that I never want to end, because this conversation never really has to be over, and it's all about what it comes down to is how much each and every one of us have believed in Descendants of Zombies. That's what makes these moments so special and really have defined us as being fans of Descendants of Zombies. It's just how incredible these moments have been, and all these incredible moments that we've had the chance to really share in. I will never forget having the opportunity to have the chance to record so many wonderful videos about Descendants of Zombies, having the chance to come home and spend times of the year like the holidays with each and every one of you, and having the chance to really hear your stories from your perspective about what's made you a fan of Descendants of Zombies, because I think it's really unique when you can really and forever and always touch the hearts of so many wonderful people who have drawn inspiration from every video that you may have ever uploaded, because the reality of life is we still have a long way to go. And because we still have a long way to go with these stories, I think more people should take a chance on zombies, should believe in a new storyline being presented than ever before, and should kind of really shy away from any criticism they may encounter on their journey of being fans of Descendants of Zombies. Because some of you feel really passionate about Descendants of Zombies, and you've never ever wanted these franchises to really ever see their dramatic conclusions. I love how Disney and Nickelodeon have forever advertised dramatic conclusions. I remember years ago when the Kingdom Hearts 3 video game was dropped on the PlayStation 4, and this was the first Kingdom Hearts video game they had released in a number of years. So as a result of that, they were referring to it as an epic conclusion. And when Twilight ended years ago, it was an emotional send-off. And it was said that after the success of Twilight, the stars of Twilight would never have to do anything in their own individual lives ever after Twilight, and they would go down in history for being some of the most successful of all time, for the money that was generated, the revenue. It was really incredible. And I foresee the same thing happening for Descendants of Zombies. It may take a while, but I foresee a future where these stars will go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time. And I've just wanted to be a part of that. I've wanted to celebrate in these moments with each and every one of you, because I have forever and always believed that these moments should be celebrated, and we should celebrate in these moments together, as apart from sharing criticism where there is no place in any conversation having anything to do with Descendants of Zombies. I've always wanted to be a part of something special, and Descendants of Zombies gave me that chance. It presented me with a chance not only to talk about Descendants of Zombies in front of this microphone and this camera every day, because I never know what I'm going to say each time I push record. I've just wanted to celebrate these moments with each and every one of you, because these are moments of significance. These are moments of importance to everybody's hearts, because characters like Zed and Addison have forever and always held a special place in our hearts, at least over the last 7 years. They will never, ever be forgotten. And I, for one, believe their story is far from over and being told and completed, because what became of Zed and Addison will forever and always remain an unanswered question in our hearts. But it doesn't have to be. And together we can share in these moments. And that's why I've always wanted you guys to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because you've seen the good in every video that I've ever uploaded. Thank you guys so much, having said that, for spending your Sunday with me and giving me a chance to come into your lives and come into your homes as the voice of Descendants of Zombies and share with you my thoughts on how I feel Descendants of Zombies should be perceived. Because I think these franchises are franchises that should forever and always be celebrated, and franchises that should have more of a chance taken on them than perhaps ever before. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, in the final few seconds I have remaining here before I have to jump off this podcast, podcast. I want to let you guys know I will return sometime between tonight and sunset to talk about Descendants and Zombies with you guys, and I invite you to be a part of that conversation, because we can never seem to have enough conversations about Descendants and Zombies. Why, you may ask? Because time is very precious, and time never fails to run out. But even though time never fails to run out, these conversations that we share in about Descendants and Zombies should never have to be over, because so many people, millions of people, if not even more, believe in these franchises so much, and they have forever and always gone on to hold a special place in each and every single person's heart who may have ever been a fan of Descendants and Zombies. I'm proud to let the world know how you feel about Descendants and Zombies. Never be afraid to let the world know how you guys feel about Descendants and Zombies. This is incredible. Thank you so much for watching.